It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Rogue Ales and it's a bottle of their Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout coming in at 6% ABV in a big old 650 milliliter bottle. God bless America for these big bottles. Here's the bottle cap then. That classic Rogue Ales cap. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Woo! Look at that smoke! Oh, and this is a bit of a glugger. This is pouring out a little like engine oil, and we do love that. We're going to lose some. Oh, we're going to lose some. Dear oh dear. That is sacrilege. Absolute sacrilege. Wasting beer like that. But what we do have in the glass is a jet black, lovely looking ale. Look at that. It's got a 4-finger tan coloured head that kind of just wants to stick there and don't move anywhere. Aroma then. Oh. And I'm going to tell you a little story before I break out into this review. And that is that I was in my local beer shop in Cardiff in Wales, in the UK, and it was a toss-up between this and the Chipotle ale from Rogue Ales. And I put this initially in my basket, and then had a little walk around the shop, put some more beers in, and halfway through, while I was putting the other beers in, I thought, do you know what, in a moment I'm going to go back and swap that Rogue Ales Oatmeal Stout for the Chipotle. And it's been digging at me ever since. It's been about a week or two. Ever since then I've thought to myself, oh, I picked up the wrong beer. But now, after looking at it, after seeing how good that looks, and after seeing that lovely tan coloured head and that engine oil pour and the lovely chocolate coffee caramel aroma, I might be wrong. I might have picked up the better beer. It's lovely. You can almost smell the smoothness on this beer. Loads of chocolate, loads of coffee, loads of caramel. It's nice and vinous as well. It's got a good vinous quality to the beer. I'm going to dig in. Cheers. I picked the right beer. I picked the right beer. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff from Rogue Ales. This is so luxurious, so thick, so creamy. It's like thick double cream sliding down your throat. It's like engine oil. Not that I've ever drunk engine oil, but it kind of just gives you that feeling, that glugginess, that thickness going down. And for me, I've had a few oatmeal stouts in the past that have been thin, and for me, through drinking so many kind of Norwegian and Swedish big thick stouts, how stouts for me should be, then they didn't cut it. They didn't cut the mustard. This does. This is so good. It's so good, it's fantastic. Loads of hops in here as well. I want to get onto that in a moment, but I just want to explain why I feel that a stout like this, or maybe stouts in general for me personally. Now you may have your own kind of views on this, so again, comments in the comments box please. But my view is that If you imagine an espresso coffee, a latte, that lovely creaminess from a latte, that coffee, you get the coffee in here. So it kind of lends itself to be thick. And then you imagine a chocolate. If you were to get a chocolate drink or eat some chocolate, it would kind of be nice and thick and gloopy and kind of, it turns into a liquid in your mouth, doesn't it? And then it slides down. Again, there's chocolate in here, so it gives you that, with that thickness of the beer, it marries for me. It marries very well. And again, caramel speaks for itself. Caramel is almost a liquid anyway, that liquidy caramel, should I say, and that's quite thick. So them three flavours combined, when you have a thin stout, it's almost terribly disappointing. Terribly disappointing. Unless, of course, there is one point to this, and that one point is that maybe you want to refresh yourself. Maybe you go into the bar, all they've got is a few lagers and a stout. Maybe then this thin stout might save your day. It might be for you on that particular day. But for me, a stout is a stout. A stout is big and thick and creamy and cuddly and everything this beer is. Now I want to move on to them hops. And the IBUs in this are quite high. Quite a nice bitter beer. It's a rasping bitterness. It's not black IPA. It doesn't kick black IPA at you. It's more of a hoppy stout. And I'm going to guess on Cascade maybe in this beer. Can't be too sure. Let's get some more in here without losing any of this great tasting beer. Look at that. Just look at that beer. Magnificent. Look at the way them bubbles chase the head around in that glass. I was going to check, wasn't I? I was going to check the hops for you. Let me just quickly get into this for you. Cascade hops, rolled oats, roasted barley, free range coastal water and Pac-Man yeast. So indeed it is that classic Cascade hop which we all care and love in a beer. Rating for Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout by Rogue Ales. Oh, it's so good. I just licked my lips. This is fantastic stuff from Rogue Ales. Some of the beers, absolutely adore their beers, and some I think, nah, I won't bother again. They're just one of them breweries, you know. They're just one of them breweries which produce amazing beer, and then sometimes they can produce stuff that's a little half-hearted, and it's a shame, because if they hit this quality every time, Rogue Ales would be one of the best breweries in the world. They're a well-known brewer all over the world, don't get me wrong, but that might be because of, you know, these little pink bottles that they produce, the banana beers and the chocolate beers and the whatever they did, and I think they should be more thought of for things like this Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout. I'm going to give this I'm going to have to give this a 10 out of 10. I cannot take anything away from this beer. It's that good. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.